You're recording?
So I'm recording. Okay, so
Yes.
can everyone hear us? Just give us a little, yes, okay.
Yes.
No, it's fantastic. Great.
So good evening, everyone. We're now recording. We're just spending this evening taking some time to do a little bit of a wrap up from our weekend leadership retreat. So we decided we'd go that way this evening. Justin isn't able to be on this call tonight, so pretty much at the last minute we've stepped in to run the call tonight. So we're doing a little bit of a follow-on from the weekend, from our leadership retreat, I think. And if anyone else happens to be on here who was at the retreat, then of course we'll ask them for some feedback as well. But we might start just with our impression of it. And Jen, what do you think the leadership experience meant to you?
Well, what it meant to me is that it felt like, coming together with the ASEA family. And it was also just the deeper connections I felt that I had over the weekend with people, because we come together on the Zoom calls on a Tuesday night, and we only get a little bit of the piece of what that person's about and how their ASEA business is going. But to have a weekend where you can be in conversation with people face to face. And so it was a great learning experience for me, just learning what people are doing and what's working, what's not, and just getting to know people. So for me, it was the deeper connections I had with people, and also being involved with the leadership was also being able to have that input. Like, we were asked from, Justin and Nicole are amazing leaders, and just for them to be asking all of us what we felt worked in 2017. There was lots of wonderful things that worked, and then also looking at the things that we need to improve on and finding solutions to that. So there was a lot of brainstorming, and I really enjoyed that style of the getting together, brainstorming and working things out.
And I think really the opportunity to be together was like a little mastermind group in a way, where everybody had some level of input as to, as Jen said, what worked and what didn't work in 2017, but it was also a way to reset our focus as probably the executive team here on the ground with Shine Bright, just looking at where we'd like to head to in 2018 and how that might look. So I think what Jen was just saying about being able to give input was also about that opportunity just to be part of an experience where you were shaping things for the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what helped, do you think, on the weekend, or what was it on the weekend, Jen, that might have built your belief even more? That might be a question we'll just address in this part.
I think building the belief is just the strength of the team, because I believe the Shine Bright team are a really strong team. There's a lot of skills in the group. There's a lot of people who have a lot of energy and a lot of passion for what they're doing with ASEA. So that for me built a lot of belief.
Yes. And I think for me too, just that whole thing about belief, it's about building your own confidence, but it's also, as you look around the team, having confidence in the people who are with you, who are surrounding you as well, and to recognise that we some people don't actually step up and shine early on. They need to be encouraged so that they can flourish. And we certainly got to experience that on the weekend, seeing some people push through and make some breakthroughs that perhaps they hadn't been able to make until they were in the safe environment of the team, everybody encouraging them and working together. So I think over the weekend, from Friday right through to Sunday, there was just this, constant building of belief. And of course, Nicole and Justin are wonderful at edifying and affirming associates and also the executive team. And I think that modelling by the leaders enables you as a leader to model that to your own associates so you can continue to build your team downline. So that, I think, was part of what we saw as a building belief. And then, of course, the other part of our mantra or motto is believe, belong, become. So, Jen, can you just address the belong part?
But we didn't really rehearse any of this.
We haven't rehearsed a thing, but we're just going.
We're just going. Well, belong is the community, is the ASEA community, and you feel, obviously I said before, you feel connected. So you feel connected to the group and you form really great friendships. And I think a couple of us actually said to each other, it's really important for us to come together like this, because if we're going to be with ASEA for a long time, it means that we're going to be hanging out together for a long time. So it's great for us to get along and work things through with each other. So that is the belonging.
And that's exactly right. And we had opportunities. I mean, we were there obviously to work, and we did long days and we worked a lot on the weekend. But the other part of the weekend that I enjoyed was just taking some of those moments when we were either doing an activity or maybe we were just having a little break to really connect with someone. I tried to make it a little bit of an intention for me over the weekend. There are some people on the executive team, we see them all the time on calls like this, but I just decided that I would really try and have a little bit of a one-on-one and get to know a little bit more of their story, not their ASEA story, just a little bit more about who they are. And probably I would say that I had maybe 3 or 4 what I would call deeper than just on the surface conversations, where I got to learn a bit more about their story. And then I think from there, what that encourages is you to make contact after the weekend. And with 2 or 3 of those people, we've already been messaging back and forward just about little things that came up on the weekend. So that feeling of where you might not have known what your connection was or how you might all belong together, I think it's about more of those little common threads coming together to kind of weave this lovely tapestry of the ASEA family and within the Shine Bright team. And the last one, of course, become. What did you learn about?
I was going to ask you to explain.
Then you can hop in after that. So we'll stay in the frame. I think we might have to push back the frame. Okay. The become bit, I just saw some people becoming a bit more of what they are. I saw some people who probably wouldn't normally say too much, stepping up and saying things. I also, on the Friday night when we did the vision board, some of the things that people put on their vision boards were probably more about the becoming, where they want to move to, not just their goals in terms of the vision board, but even some of the sayings that they cut out of the magazines and chose to be part of their vision boards was really about the becoming, like stepping up and becoming the best version of yourself. So I think the weekend from Friday night through to Sunday, even in that time, there was some transitioning and transforming into more of a place of becoming, I think. So that was just something we wanted to wrap into about what it meant to us.
There's a few people on the call tonight.
Yes, there's a few people who were there on the weekend. Yeah.
So we'd love to hear from some other people who were there on the Leaders Retreat. And just to clarify, so the Leaders Retreat it was an invitation
to bronze and above, and we've got it on our board up here.
That was our beautiful invitation. Can you see that? Probably
hard to read it, but
this was the beautiful invitation that Cole and Justin sent to us. So it set up that really lovely heart right from the beginning that we were going to be involved in something really special.
And of course, we've had it with blue tack on the back of it sitting up on our wall here as just a reminder of where we're heading and what we're part of and how special it was to receive that invitation, because it was so pretty for a start. But then to go, it's not just window dressing, it really means something here. So we've got that sitting there, but we also thought we'd take this opportunity because some of these people who are on the leadership retreat with us, they haven't got their videos on, so we're not about to just hop in on that just yet.
But if anyone would like to in a moment, I know Janine's on the call, she was there on the weekend. And Nicole's on the call, Justin's on the call,
and
Lorna's on the call. Okay.
So we might hop into that in a second, but just before we go to that, we're just talking about the Friday night vision board anyhow. Do you want to
Sure. So
start with that?
That's if most people don't know what vision boards are, they're putting a whole pile of pictures together and layering, and it's a really great process to really set your intention for the year ahead. And what we found on Friday night is that everybody was really involved in it. Justin put on some really nice music, and everyone just got underway, and it was a really quiet but intense time. A little bit of chatting, but not a lot.
Not a lot. I think people were really focused. So Jen and I were asked to lead that actual activity on the Friday night, and it was a little bit of a vision board activity that involved a kind of a layering effect where you can draw some things on your cardboard first or put some things underneath before you did background, and kept building and building and building the layers. And then, of course, putting some words of inspiration on there. And I think we might just share one or two words of inspiration off our boards before we go to feedback.
Yeah, so, I mean, we found lots of words. So one for me is, for those who dare to step forward, can.
Yes. I've got, you get hooked when you see the difference you can make.
And I've got, the doors have opened for me, and I feel like I'm stepping in those doors now.
And I've picked up this one. The miracle is this: the more we share, the more we have.
And I even found the word Dublin, which would be fantastic for next year if we actually end up on the diamond trip, because we'll be going to Dublin.
And I've got the words here, the ultimate journey. So that would absolutely be the ultimate journey. And I found we can change the world. And the one that I thought was really powerful for me is the power of yes. So sometimes it's not about having skills or abilities. It's absolutely about just saying yes, and who knows what will come from the first yes.
And I think that was evident. I don't know that Megan and Louise are on the call, but they became bronze not long before the Leaders Retreat, so they were able to actually take up the invite, say yes, and come. And we know from what we saw on the weekend, they've had enormous growth. So that's been very powerful. And maybe that they're able to share that when they come on a call another time. But maybe we could hear on Baby Joy. That's right, Nicole. Yeah. Baby Joy was part of the vision board on Friday night. She didn't want to go to bed. She
was crawling around and part of the whole experience. She certainly didn't want to be left out.
There she is, of course.
And there she is, no doubt about that. So maybe someone who perhaps was actually on the leadership retreat with us might just take a moment to, tell us and share with everyone on here what the leadership retreat meant. Well, some feedback of some kind.
So if you want to just unmute yourself.
To unmute and just say something, that'd be fabulous.
Janine.
Well, I couldn't say it any better than what you have both shared. I mean, it was a real honour and privilege for me to be there, and I wasn't able to get there till Saturday lunch, so I missed that fabulous session with the vision boarding, but I got some great ideas on Jeanette's style of doing it, because I like to run a session every January. Obviously January is a good time because you're setting up the year. So, but I did bring home some bling and some cardboard and some magazines, and I have started ripping out, because I think, you can take a long time to do a vision board, or you can be intentional and do it in 30 minutes.
Yeah, that was the plan. The ripping, yeah.
Exactly, and I mean, I did get a bit caught up reading, like, oh, that's a nice recipe, tearing it out. So, I really need to be intentional. So I've come home with magazines. So I love vision boarding. I think it's very powerful, because what I got clear on is I forgot how to dream. I find the older we get, it gets knocked out of us. And the thing to just be flipping through magazines and just going, oh, I love that. I love that. Like, just, it kind of brings alive again the visions that when we were young, we had those visions, things just get kind of knocked out of us. So that's why it's very powerful. But it also activates your reticular activating system, where all of a sudden you start to see and hear things you weren't seeing before. And that's, you know, just in a nutshell, that's why it is so powerful, and that's why it works. So anyway, I've got to I've set myself up that I will also get to have that wonderful benefit that you all had on the Friday night. But the thing was to be away with people and, you know, get to know them more, but also to get a sense that we are moving forward as a team of people. And you know, together we can do a lot more in terms of our vision and our energy. And it's amazing when we started brainstorming things that would help not only us to build our business, but for our team, which is more important, things that are really powerful and duplicatable. There was a big focus on that over the weekend, and I'm really excited about what, you know, Justin and Nicole had us participating in, which, you know, will roll out to the team, and it'll be a fabulous tool for you to use, but also anybody in your team can use it. And it's all about, you know, spreading the word, inviting people to find out what redox is, and it's a great tool to help anybody with that. So I'm really excited about that, Nicole. You definitely know how to say what Nicole does. She says, let's do it, and as it comes out of her mouth, we're actually doing it. Like, it would take me a year to set up what she did over the weekend, which was just wonderful to work with a leader that can, you know, take a vision and a thought and actually materialize it very, very fast. And, you know, Nicole's never short of that, and she certainly really produced something pretty amazing at the weekend. Thank you, Nicole. That was brilliant. I can't wait to see it. Lorna, what have you... Oh, Lorna, you know, you've got a Christmas tree behind you. It looked like you were wearing a hat. And I'm going, my God, what is that? I love it.
Finally put the camera on.
It must be time for you to give us feedback, Lorna.
Yeah, it was kind of like, here I am.
I think Lorna's looking very twinkly. I'm going to hand over to Lorna. I love the weekend Nicole put out when we do it again, and I thought, I can't wait to, you know, us to all be together again and generate and create things together. Thank you.
Yeah. And I think it'll be a much bigger group next year.
Yes, we're hoping.
Well, that's exactly right. I'm thinking, who on my team do I, you know, want there with us, and that, you know, inspire them to be there.
Absolutely.
I just love that tree.
My kids made me put it up before I went away, because normally we would have put it up this last weekend, but of course I wasn't going to be here. So we put it up just before I came out, which is great.
Yep.
So yeah, absolutely loved the weekend. Look, for anyone who wasn't there, it was wonderful to connect with everybody. It was very intense emotionally for a lot of us. I think that there was a lot of growth that happened even within the challenges that people had to face. For example, Megan needing to sort of figure out even coming to the retreat. I think that was a really big deal for her. And even when we were working on our personal testimonies for filming and our business testimonials, there were a lot of sort of aha moments, I think, for quite a few people. You know, many of the executives have had their story down pat for quite a while, but there were still little tweaks and turns to our stories that we just kind of brought to mind to think about. For me in particular, it was actually finding my personal story, because obviously working as a clinician, I have a lot of the business side of things and having shared it with people, but there's nothing to beat actually having your own story around you know, how things have worked for you. And it was amazing, because I'm in the process of working on what my personal brand will be in the future, and my personal testimonial actually built right around that perfectly. So that was very good to see that it's kind of going to follow through with my intuition on what I'm wanting to create. Love the vision board exercise. As you say, my vision board, the previous one, took ages to do, and I was laminating things and looking for just the right picture and Googling words and printing out, and very very structured. But I love the way this one has turned out, and it has a really a feeling of high energy. And I think that then as you find extra pictures, you're not scared to put them on top, because as you say, it's that layering, and you know what's underneath. Not everybody else does, but you know what you've written underneath at the very bottom. And so it's kind of like that little bit of excitement that, you know, if you peel back all those layers, you're going to find what's sitting right in the very depths of everything through there as well. So it really was a fantastic time. I think so much was achieved in terms of the work that Nicole needed help with. And I think certainly it needed lots of people to put their input in, and was very efficiently done with the videoing going on in the background. And it was just fantastic also to have Rory there to do the videography. He made everyone feel so comfortable. And the fact that we even got Megan to record, I think, was absolutely fabulous. So really looking forward to being able to see that story that we'll all be able to share with all of our little mini stories interwoven within them as well. So yeah, lots of deepening of all of our connections. I think that's the other thing. And realizing that, you know, the path of our ASEA journey is very much one of those roller coasters. And hearing the emotional perspective from Larry McFarlane when he was going through some of the Genie stuff with us, I think that's a really fabulous thing to point out, is that I think a lot of times people look at the executives and sort of think, oh, wow, it's great for them, you know, they've made it there type of thing. And what they don't realize is that it takes a lot to keep your momentum going. And once you sort of hit a certain rank, actually managing to sustain it is even more challenging than actually hitting the rank. And I think that was evident in the fact that we managed to have people hit their lifetime rank over the weekend, and certainly obviously all the new ASEA bulk orders have helped with getting that happening for all of us. So yeah, just absolutely fabulous. Nicole and Justin, thank you so much for organising such a wonderful weekend, and to all the beautiful executives who joined us there. And as you say, really looking forward to seeing our family grow and have those Director 300s and 700s that are part of our individual teams join us to expand our executive ranks. It'll be really, really special. It's better and better each time, I think.
Thanks, Lorna. That's great. So, a couple of lovely shares then from Janine and Lorna. Really great to hear that. And I know that Julie and Sasha have just come on. They're a little bit late. We're just doing a little bit feedback. That's all. Just a quick feedback on the leadership retreat. I'm not sure if you want to unmute and just tell us what the leadership retreat meant to you on the weekend, just in a little bit of a nutshell.
Yes, apologies that we were late. I've just got back from the Gold Coast, switching a Janice person over to ASEA. Anyway, it was so great to spend time with you all. We love our ASEA family, and it was exciting to be invited to an executive weekend. I think for me, having had experience with network marketing before and not reaching the levels that I've reached with ASEA before, and being included as an executive meant a lot to me. And to learn from every one of you was really something special. And I think, and I said it on the video, every time we connect with everybody, we learn something different, and we learn something new, and we learn something about ourselves. And if we can keep that learning going, and if we can keep lifting everybody and supporting everybody, I see this as an amazing opportunity, not just to help, everybody with their health, but also to help everyone grow within themselves as well. And for me, that's been a great journey, and I'm loving that and enjoying that, finding more about myself and about others, and just being a better person. So it was a great weekend. Nicole and Justin worked so hard for us, and I just want to let you know that it's greatly appreciated.
Well, thanks, Julie. That's terrific. We know we've got we're right at the end, and thanks for everyone who's just shared their lovely feedback with us. It's great. So if you're on here and you certainly weren't at the leadership retreat, it certainly would be something to aspire to next year. And I mean, we've got the best team on the planet, and we've got absolutely amazing leadership, and we want to really build the leadership. So this really does become the Shine Bright team globally, without a doubt. Everybody knows who we are and knows that we are a team that not only shines, but a team of kindness, and a team that really wants to be a team that's known for its acts of service to help people and spread Verdus's mission and message. So that's part of where we're heading, that's for sure. But we've got a couple of quick little things to say. Our next time where we'll all gather together, of course, is February, and that's a great opportunity for you to get your tickets and to really inspire some of your downline or some of your associates or even some people you know who haven't even joined the ASEA family yet but are probably teetering on the edge, to absolutely come along and be part of the convention on the Gold Coast on the 17th of February. Plenty of tickets. Please really try and do some kind of ticket drive to get as many people there as possible, with Tyler coming and some of the other guest speakers. It's just going to be an event not to be missed. And then, of course, the following day, the event that's been put on by the Diamond Events. It's an event on the 18th, and it's called Peak Performance Training, I think is what it's called. And we're going to be there as well. Many of us will be. So make sure, bring as many as people to convention. But look, if you want to be part of this team and really get involved and be convicted, then that would be the day of training, to be there with everybody and to just help our team rock it. No doubt about it.
So how many people on the call tonight are already booked to come to convention?
Okie doke.
Fantastic.
And how many people are bringing people with them? Well, there we go. You've got to get a few, put a target, put an intention out. How many people can I bring in my car or, in or two cars?
Bring get
whatever.
Them organised to get tickets to come.
I'm at the point now where I'm about to phone a couple of people who are in Sydney and, further afield and say it's the cheapest convention you'll ever get to. Get your airfare sorted. Get yourself up here, because we haven't even hit momentum yet, and wait till we do. You want to get on the train. So there's a few people I'm really going to share that message with, so we can have our team with us next year.
Absolutely. And Nicole, do you have any announcements to make?
Just a couple. So there's a event in Toowoomba on the 12th that's being run by Mal Sword, who's a diamond in another team. So it's on ASEA events, eventbrite.com.au if you know people in Toowoomba and would like to send them along to that. I've not seen Mal do a presentation before, and I'll probably have a little more business focus, I suspect, than what maybe you've seen before. But he's a good presenter. He's done trainings and things before.
Experienced and professional network marketer he's had a downline of 70,000 in one company and I think 40,000 in another. And he is really in momentum. So he's just gone double diamond and then triple diamond, and he's doing a lot right. So it's a great opportunity to have. So just perspective on how he does things.
Yeah, so that's on. Next week will be our last training call for the year and our last Tuesday night 8 p.m. for the year, as people will start to be more focused on their Christmas parties. So that will be that, and we'll reconvene after Australia Day next year with these Tuesday evening things, but we'll still have like the Facebook groups and all of that going. We'll have a new format, so stay tuned to that. We are going to be launching a little team promotion. We're going to work that we talked about on the weekend in our wrap-up session, a little team promotion challenge, actually, a 3 in 5 challenge. So we'll just work out the details of that. We kind of didn't work out the exact details of it. So, we'll work out the details of that and let everyone know. I don't know. Can you think of any other announcements, Justin? And Joy clearly doesn't want to go to bed. She's to see your people.
Yeah, just give them a little tease about the peak performance on the 18th of Feb, Nikki. We've really got our agenda sorted. We had confirmation today. Tyler will be a keynote speaker. Trish Schwankler, highest earner in ASEA, will be there. Larry will be there. Dr. Rob Wards should be there. All the top diamonds in Australia will be speaking. And most of the presentations are like 20 minutes. So it's going to be different topics like bang, 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 bang. These are all the areas that you need to really look at in your business. It's not going to be, hang around, have a chat day. It's going to be take notes and go for it. because you're going to get gold from all the top people. And we think that's going to be an amazing opportunity. So that's the Gold Coast Convention Centre. 16th of February is a fly-in. If you know people that have network marketing or direct sales experience, whether it's Thermomix, Tupperware, Avon, Amway, Isogenics, Genes, like ACN, whatever companies, and they don't even have to be an associate. They'll be able to come along, meet Tyler, meet the president, Jaron Webb, a bunch of us diamonds, and just take a look at what ASEA is. And then the next day is the 16th, which is the all-day corporate event, at 17th, and the next day is February the 18th, which is the Australian Diamonds running that, which is a non-corporate event. We'll have Redox tools for sale. There's going to be awesome information there. We hope to have 500 people there. So yeah, put it on your calendar and get it out there, and we'll stay tuned. We'll have fun with you there.
Absolutely have fun.
You'll have to stay home, baby Joy.
Anyone have any other announcements?
Thanks so much for the girls running tonight's call and everyone that shared. It was humbling and fulfilling and gratifying to be on the weekend with you all. You're all amazing leaders, and love being a part of this journey with you.
And you all just have to stay tuned for the very special thing that we created with all of the leaders, which is going to take a few weeks to be ready.
And it might just rock everyone's world.
Yeah, it'll be really awesome. So
certainly do a lot for everyone's business.
Yeah, it'll certainly do a lot for everyone's business. And just before we go, those December specials, the promo specials, look, if you've got people on your team you haven't sent it out to yet, look, send them a text, get an email out, however you do, Messenger, whatever, but get them out, get them stirred up about the deals. The last 2 days, we were up at 5:30 this morning. We were helping people get all their orders done and stuff like that. It's just been
fantastic.
Else. Yeah.
Does anyone else notice that in their business? Yes, Justin.
Yeah, business has gone through.
So this is a once-off, a one-only this month opportunity, and if people are out there needing more product, this is the time to get it. Presents, all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's a great deal.
Yeah. Last week, volume we've ever had in our business. It is going berserk.
Yeah,
we're experiencing
that too.
Yeah. And it only came out, the ASEA deal only came out like 3 hours before close of business too.
Certainly made the leaders retreat a little chaotic on the Saturday morning, didn't it?
Yeah.
I was like, focus, everyone.
Focus. We're all on devices.
Everyone's
2 p.m.
Breaking ranks and
breaking ranks, all sorts of things.
Yeah, it's exciting. It was great.
Yeah, wonderful.
All right, if we don't have anything else, we'll be.
Julie's got something to say.
Julie. Yep.
With the convention, with the fly-in, if someone is, let's say, for example, someone's an associate or preferred customer, not sure yet, and they're with another network marketing company, can they also come to the fly-in?
Yes. Yeah. That's what it's designed for.
Even if they're already an associate with ASEA?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Now we're going to wind up, and I know Nicole's coming back on at 8:00 with a product presentation. But look, we've been happy to just step in tonight, lead this little training session, and we look forward to seeing a heck of a lot more of people in 2018 as people are stomping along.
So we might unmute everybody. Where is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unmute. Everybody can say good night.
Good night.
Thank
you.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.